Joe, there's too much to talk about. There's this little tournament going on in the world. We've got some big local news as well. One of your favorite Italian teams is going through it right now. I don't even know where to start.
Right.
What do you want to do?
Well, I think I know where I want to start. You don't got to be first, but you got to be. It's good to be the best, and it's good when we're the best and we're first. So that's where we can start.
And we'll explain that after this.
Hey guys, it's Patrice Geyser, head coach of Seneca Men's Soccer, part of the Vaughan Men's High Performance. You are listening to the Football Weekly podcast.
So Joe left off saying that it's good. It's what did Joe? What did you say?
I was talking about being first and the best, and we're kind of both. I'll tell you why.
Okay,
So,
well, tell me why we're the best. Well, we're first and the best. Tell me why.
We're usually first, and we're usually before. So we're not even like first. We're before that comes. So we pride ourselves on this platform, on the show, on when we're doing our social media, when we're doing the show just with audio or live, whatever it is. We pride ourselves on telling our listeners, you guys, our followers, our supporters, hey, watch out for this. Look for this player. Look for this is going to be happening. And we've got it pretty right. If you're watching the World Cup and you're a Canadian fan, you're looking at the guys that we talked about for a long time. So we've talked about how we've had Kamal Miller on our show, Alistair Johnston, Dane Sinclair. We have mentioned Mark Anthony Kaye when he was in USL. We have mentioned all of these players who are there. We said, watch out for Richie Larea and all these guys beyond. And it continues. So it's not only with players. The Canadian landscape of who's next, who's up and coming, also includes coaches. We had one of those coaches on a couple of times, and it was a very good friend of our show and a knowledgeable soccer junkie like us, I think.
Oh, you think, eh?
Yeah, well, I know we are. No, Patrice Geyser, who is now been officially announced today, and we know some other people were putting it out there, and me and Reggie had a respect for our friends and people that we know. We kind of knew for a while, and yeah, today was announced. Patrice Geyser, formerly of, or let's say, who's made his name with the Vaughan Soccer Club, with Seneca College in the OCAA, just came off a silver medal, and really in the Nationals, and really turned that program around. Champions of League One, and many players who he's had a huge impact on. So Patrice, who we've had on a lot, we've talked about him a lot. Today, Patrice was officially announced as the coach, like I said, the head coach of Halifax Wanderers in CPL. An amazing story, a great thing for Patrice. And we've told you, we've said, watch out for this. This might happen. This is a good thing. This stepping stone, this league, we're watching World Cup, Canadian team. And it's things like this that will build it. And we did tell you about this. We told you to look out. We said, who knows what might be on the horizon for a person, a coach like Pat. And this is a little bit of a trailblazing moment because it does, set into, the path of maybe even developing more coaches, just like a person like Bobby Smirniotis, who's done a great job at Forge, to be even considered with the job at Montreal. CF Montreal is amazing. So, yeah, we told you. We've been saying it. We're going to continue saying it. And, I think, like I said, Reg, it's good to be first, but it's also great to be best and to get it right.
That's right.
We got it right.
It's one thing to be first and wrong. It's another thing to be first and correct. So I don't know, Joe, should we, pat ourselves on the back? Is that Canada?
So it looks like Reggie has created a theme for the day. And maybe he's telling me something. I know I need a bit of a haircut, but it's got a nice top of the table toque. Okay.
No, it's cold outside. I covered my head today. This is what I pulled out.
What about this one?
Which one is that?
Like
That's
my
what's the
Canada
Canada.
baby, man.
That's the Canada one. Yeah,
That's
nice.
it.
That's
So
nice. There we
there
go.
it is. I picked up 3 of these at, like it says at the bottom here, Soccer Max on the weekend.
Nice.
One for me and one for each of my sons. And yeah, so again, baby, it's cold outside. Reggie's alluding to, but we got our Dukes. Man,
We got our Dukes.
A lot of red up here. But anyway, so yeah, so Reggie's got that theme. I don't know how long this is going to last, but so Reg, where do you start? I mean, listen, let's start with Canada. We'll get to Canada.
Yeah, so I mean, Joe, we had a showing that this tournament that I think, even though we're eliminated, I think we've had a showing this year, in this tournament that shows everybody, and everybody was saying it after Belgium, can have a ride on the world stage. And you're going to look at a 4-1 loss to Croatia, and people that, people we know, people that you hear in the office or whatever, they tell you, oh, well, maybe Belgium was a fluke. Here, 4-1, we're back to where Canada was before. And it's not. And it's like you said before, you got to crawl before you walk. I'm still very proud, and I'm going to be watching the game. We stayed a little bit late today at work to make sure the projector was working, and I have to bring my my Android box to work tomorrow so we can stream it onto the big screen and watch it at work, even though Canada's eliminated. So that tells me all that I need to know about where some people's heads are. But I mean, we know people, we listen to people, and it's like everybody has an opinion. Herdman's not the one for us, and it's just like, guys, everybody calm down.
So Reggie, you made so many great points. First of all, and we said this after the Belgian game, this is a tough group. This is not an easy group.
Yeah.
Right. To say, oh, Belgium's been awful. Yeah, sure. They've been subpar. It's still Belgium. So, this group was going to be hard to get out of for anybody. Okay. No one. The Croatia game. Croatia. Listen, I know everybody plays FIFA and look at Luka Modric. Beyond world class. We've been saying this for a long time. I have, for sure. I know you have agreed too. That team is full of quality everywhere. That team, no one would be surprised if they finished in the Final Four.
Yeah.
And they did it before.
Right.
Brozovic, Kovacic, Perisic, Vardiol, that center back. Like these are the list goes on. They're a world-class team.
Right.
So again, this is where things like VAR, and another thing that you've hated a lot is the FIFA rankings. Those FIFA rankings, when this draw came out, we knew this was going to be a problem because you win your region and you don't go into the first pot, we were in pot D. Like the point is, we won our region. Canada won their region, and based on their ranking, they went into a spot where, listen, we said this, we could have been in USA's group.
Yeah,
way more manageable group. With all due respect to those other teams,
right?
I mean, I would love to have seen Canada play Wales.
Yeah.
Right. So right. I mean, we saw what England doing when Southgate, unbelievably, I can't believe I'm saying this, adjusted his lineup and put Rashford and Foden and so on. So again, this is not the sky fell and we flopped against Croatia. No.
Yeah.
That goal goes in by Davies. What are you doing?
That's right.
What were you doing, Reggie? Celebrating like we won the World Cup.
Of course. I mean, I had a bad back, and I was still able to jump up. So, I mean,
the roof came off my house. And it was great because my sons watched it with me, my wife, but my sons, they get to see that. I just want people to fathom this. Like they got to watch young kids around this country, soccer fans like us, got to watch our team score in a World Cup against Croatia from our most decorated player. Finally.
That's right.
So
that's right.
The crawl before you walk. From USA gets through the group today or yesterday. This is USA who's been in World Cups for a longer stretch of time. This is a USA that when you go through the lineup, they're starting midfield: Valencia, Leeds United, Juventus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Like, I mean, this is, they've built something there.
Yeah.
Oh, we beat them. Yes, we can play with them. Yeah, of course.
Of course
But
we can.
this takes time and the group. So for me, nothing has changed. And I know for you too, nothing has changed. We are super proud of these guys. And the journey is not done, by the way. You still have a chance to affect the group. And that's pretty cool.
That's right. You don't think
Right, so
Morocco is a little bit worried right now? Do you think they're sitting there saying, "Oh, they're out. They're just going to let us walk through"? I don't think so.
And I'm hearing people say, "Well, they're out." So it's, guys, they're playing in a World Cup match against another quality team in Morocco. We are not saying Morocco is just quality now. We've been saying this. This group's going to be tough. That Morocco game will be tough. We've been saying it for months.
Right.
And like Amrabat, for example, I said, never mind the Ziyech and so on. Now you got Amrabat who's being, courted by teams in the Premier League. Like, these are good players. So another amazing opportunity for our Canadian men. And we said it last time, the level of pride, it's still oozing with me. I don't know what to say other than that. Watching these young lads and older guys, just these guys play in a World Cup, it's to be cherished, and we're going to be better for it.
Exactly.
And there's nothing else to say about it. We are going to be better for it. This country, this soccer culture that's growing more and more every day is going to be better. We started off by saying, now, our local connection. Well, that local connection to each community in this country is going to start producing players playing the World Cup like we have,
That's
and
right.
that's an amazing thing.
That's right. That's right. I mean, I'm excited for what's coming, and maybe not, tomorrow or the next day or the next day after that. I'm excited for what's coming 3 or 4 years down the road, because we always talk about the guys, and if you listen to the show or watch the show, we always end off the show with Canadian content. This guy's playing at Maryland. This guy's playing at Syracuse. You're going to know those names because they're going to probably, if they keep on the same trajectory as they are right now, they're going to be a name on the World Cup roster in 4 years.
Because Reggie, you just touched on a great point.
We've talked about in our own personal conversations that there's 4 or 5 of these guys that are playing on this team right now that won't be there next World Cup. So you have to find a quality replacement for them.
You nailed it. And Reg, we love the old school, right? Yeah. I know we all know what Reggie likes. We know what kind of basketball fan Reggie is. His team's at the Mecca. Reggie loves old school hip hop, loves all that stuff, old school kicks. Listen, and we're joking, but we're not, because old school says this. USA 94, Reg. Never mind Italia 90, where we had Paul Caligiuri and these guys playing from college soccer, Tony Miola in Italia 90. And hey, how about this? Scored a goal. How about played in a really tough group with, I don't know, Italy, Czechoslovakia at the time, okay? Mm-hmm. And I think Austria, so tough group, scored a goal, did amazing things. What's different here? Well, we're further ahead than that because we got pros. We got Alphonso Davies playing Bayern Munich. We got players playing in Europe. But remember how it started in '94, that other World Cup, Max Moore and Kobe Jones and players playing in like Germany, but in like the or like lower tier first division teams.
Yeah.
Right, Reggie? And so think of how that trajectory went. And then they went to 98 and kept qualifying. We're already ahead of that curve in terms of we got players playing in clubs in Europe. Alistair John played for Celtic guys. And we know about Davies, but look, Tejan Buchanan maybe going to make a move to a bigger club. Stefan Eustáquio playing for Porto. Yeah. These things cannot be like, you say, oh, you're, now we're saying this because, they're out. Yeah, of course we're saying that. Absolutely. Once again, newsflash, Croatia is a team that could potentially be in your second tier of maybe winning the World Cup.
Yeah,
they could. Sure. Right, Reggie? If they were going to get to a final, no one's going to be like, Croatia? And he's like, yeah, I could see that. 2018, they were in it. Master class of a midfield, Perisic, a great player, and so on. Like, So we need to give them more credit in terms of saying, you know what? Oh, we didn't win a game yet. But they've come so far. And okay, the Herdman criticism. I want your opinion on this too. Okay, let's deal with it like it was in Canada. Okay, first of all, your thoughts on that whole situation.
Blown way out of proportion. I'm not just saying that because I'm Canadian and he's my guy. He's my coach. But it's
Should he have said it?
Why not? If that's gonna be the motivation that Croatia needs to win games and win the World Cup, then they've already lost. That should just be okay. You said it, okay, no problem. And then if you want to come out and say something, oh well, we effed you after the game, if they did, then no problem. But for the coach to come out and say respect, I'm sure John Herdman respects it. I'm sure many other coaches that have, whether you're playing hockey, basketball, soccer, have said far worse than that about the other team. It's just that John Herdman mentioned it on the air. Okay, he was being honest, shirt off, heart on the sleeve, honesty. But I don't think the criticism is deserved for a comment like that, because that's just a comment every coach makes.
The cameras caught it.
The cameras caught it, and that's why. So if the cameras don't catch it, it's like it's never been said. And I don't think that's what do we call it? Bulletin board material. Right.
Yeah. So I agree, Reg. And to me, it's like this. Should he have said it? No. I don't think he should have said it with cameras in the room, but it happened. Okay.
Not with cameras. He can say it. He can say it to his team.
100%. I think it's unfortunate if he had to do it again, he wouldn't have said it there.
Of course.
But here's the deal. It happens. Okay. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you, wow, like if you had a choice, would you say it? No, you say it behind closed doors. If the cameras are everywhere, oh, well, now you got to deal with this. Like you said, it's been happened everywhere. It's not what if he had to do it again? I think he's got to keep sticking by it, because, if he says, I wouldn't have said it publicly, if he comes out publicly and says, I shouldn't have said that, it shows a certain thing. Maybe he said it in the dressing room saying, sorry, boys, you know what I meant, whatever. I don't care. Should he have said it? Probably not in that forum. Do I have a problem that he gives them that message to motivate them? Nah. So I don't. So to say that it really, affected the game tactically, no. We know it didn't. Okay. I more want to focus on the other part of this is still Croatia. So, but again, I get it. Selling papers, getting likes and clicks and retweets and, causing a stir. Here's what my take on it too. Like you said, if we're gonna get under the skin of a world power like Croatia, it's pretty cool.
Exactly,
in that sense.
Yeah.
As a coach, would I want that to get out? Of course not. If he tells you it doesn't matter, it doesn't care, I think he's lying. He's just saying that. But I get it. I understand the messaging. Okay, I get it. I do think the players handled it properly in terms of, what they said to the media. I think I'm really proud of the way that they've been media savvy. And not just a guy like Alistair Johnson, who, by the way, like I was saying it today to somebody, he could probably be like a Taylor Twellman after his career's done. Like, pretty sharp, like on a broadcast, doing a good job and so on. But I was proud of all the guys and how they talked. I think Jonathan Osorio has really shown a lot of leadership, even what he said in his conversations and his comments to the media. I think he's a more mature also. I think also was very, I don't understand, humbled by the fact that he is part of the World Cup and so on. So again, we were close to doing something amazing against one of the best teams in the world on paper. And I think that can't be forgotten. We were in the mix. We should have beat them because we played well and so on. So I think I don't want to lose sight of that. Croatia, it's Croatia, guys. I mean, the draw scared me. Reggie had a little bit more faith in me, for sure. But I just thought if we just had one less of those teams, I'm telling you, Canada would probably get out. So we still have a chance to win a game, to affect the group. And I think that's an amazing thing. I mean, I would like to see some turnover. I'm biased. I want to see Dane in the net. I would love to see him get out.
I think Morian's one of those guys that's not going to be there with Victoria and Hutchinson. And, You know, if it's still around, Oso's 30 now. He's going to be 34. Maybe he takes over for Atiba. Who knows?
So I don't know. In terms of the game, Reggie, the goal was awesome, wasn't it? Like, wasn't it like just a fantastic goal?
I
I
mean,
loved it.
literally didn't have time to even sprinkle cinnamon on the coffee, and it was already 1-0. So I mean, it was great to see. I know we've waited a long time to see the first goal. Maybe we wait 24 hours to see the first win. And like you said, we scored a goal. Now we're looking for our next win. That's the next goal.
1986, you were what? A certain age. I only watched. I did.
Make me do math. 9.
You were 11. I was 9.
11.
Right? I mean, so I remember watching it. So I remember, like, I'm watching this World Cup with my son. My youngest is 9 or 8. What is he? 8. My oldest is 11. So kind of the ages we were.
Oh yeah, right.
And I know everyone says, 90 in our generation. No, me and Reggie are a bit older, and we remember 86 and Diego Maradona. Right? It was the World Cup.
That's right.
Diego Maradona.
That's right.
And I remember Canada playing France. And like, wow, we held France to like 1-0.
That's right.
Right. So to score a goal, to me, I don't think too many people. When people say, "Oh, really? We're going to celebrate scoring a goal? That's where we're at. That's the accomplishment." And I said, "Yes."
Yeah, it is actually.
Straight up. Yep, it is. It is. And who we did it against cannot be forgotten. So, you know what? I know we're about the future, and we said it a million times. It's great to see Canadian players doing their thing, believing that they can be there, like you said, in 4 years, and even younger, that they see those examples. Because I tell you, if young Reggie would have saw, I don't know, one of the players from that team, Bruce Wilson, let's just use him, I don't know.
Bruce Wilson.
Score a goal, on a corner kick as a center back or a defender.
Randy Samuel.
Randy Samuel, lots of years in Holland playing. So this is the value of this is massive, right? So let's not lose sight of that, and let's hope that our boys come out tomorrow. If you're watching this, right now, but this would be tomorrow. The game is tomorrow against Morocco, 10 a.m. our time here in the East. And let's see if we can come out and do something. And listen, win or lose, I'm proud of them. I saw a stat today where Kamal Miller, everyone says, "Oh my God, Kamal, too bad in the last play of the game." Listen, his passing percentage is up there with the world's best players in the tournament. Like, these are great things to see. So the future is bright.
Go ahead.
Well, Reggie, the future is bright. Let's really embrace this, and let's just hope that we keep listen. We want to attract new fans, and the bandwagon has a lot of space, and the rent can last a lifetime. So stay with us. Don't just leave. Stay with us.
Yeah. And you mentioned Kamal, the mistake he makes at the end, and it's, again, like we say, you can.
If it happens at 1-1, Reg, 2-1, 3-1, and he listen. Am I biased toward Kamal? You bet your ass I am.
Okay.
But did he have a great couple of games? Absolutely. So
he was man of the match against Belgium for me, but
he was terrific. So amazing experience. So like I said, we'll get to after the World Cup. Where does the program go now? But I just think tomorrow, can we get something? I'm excited. I want to see something. I would love to see Jonathan David get one. Ratji, I would love to see that. I don't care who gets one, but it would be great to see him get one, and because he has been very good. At a top level for quite some time. So
very young guy, first World Cup.
Yeah.
A long way to go.
Reggie, Canada is top of the list. Absolutely no problem. Has to be for us. We know it. Yeah. But I'm sure yesterday, Reginald, was it yesterday, Reg? Day before?
Which one? Juve or the other thing? Or other World Cup?
No. World Cup.
Yeah, so big win against South Korea.
What a game.
Well, what a game, Joe. What a game indeed.
What a game. The Black Stars, right? Ghana, the Black Stars, right?
Yeah.
And they were.
Oh, and you know what, Joe? We haven't spoken about Portugal, Ghana. We've spoken about that on the phone, but we haven't said anything on our show. And it's like, But it's, well, you know what? It's a good thing we didn't do a show that night because we were supposed to do a show that night. And Joe, I was not happy. I was not happy at all.
I thought, you know, for if you ask some, they said that Portugal absolutely dominated the game. So
what?
yeah, and listen, fair dues to Portugal, who are world class and who are contenders to win the tournament.
All right.
Right? They are. But I thought Ghana's second half or last part of the game was fantastic. I think the reaction was incredible. Again, the youngest team in the tournament, right, Reg? Is that right?
That's correct.
Amazing. So the energy, the approach, you go down 3-1. First of all, go down 1-0 on a dodgy penalty call.
Dodgy, Joe. Dodgy? I have a couple of other words for that.
The only one worse was Argentina's today. So we'll talk about that.
I haven't seen that one.
Oof. But so, you know, they react well, tie it. Okay, then, you know, Portugal scores. They bring on the house. Yeah, that was a questionable goal.
It was offside, Joe. It was offside.
Okay. That's right. And did they even go to VAR, Reggie?
They did not go to VAR, Joe.
Right. So this is not a hate on thing because, again, I say it again. I do believe that if someone told me, hey, Portugal could go to the final, I say, yeah, you're right. They can, 100%. They got loads of quality on that team, right? And so on, and experience. But yeah, I thought, wow. So this could have been where Ghana gets the doors blown off, right, Reggie? Like a 3-1 where you're like, oh man, like what were you thinking?
No, I'm thinking the Ronaldo penalty isn't a penalty. I'm thinking Rafael Leao was offside. João Felix goal, class, great finish. I have no problem with that goal. It's a giveaway, but I have no problem with that goal. And I have an idiot American referee in the middle of the park running this. And it just feels like, you know, you might as well just make this tournament for European teams. Make the World Cup for European teams because for reasons why the penalty doesn't get looked at by VAR, no one looked at it, Joe. The offside doesn't get looked at. Nobody looked at it, Joe, because you can't tell me those two things. And what we need to do when I say we, I mean the world of football. We need to get rid of this. Did the referee make a mistake? Nonsense.
It's the right call.
Because you can look at any call that's being made on the field and say, well, the referee thought he saw this. So did he make a mistake? No, but because if he saw this, then he would have called that. So it's right. We got to get rid of that because that's what it is. Right, clear and obvious mistake. We got to get rid of that verbiage. You got to make the call correctly. Maybe the referee saw it and made a mistake and didn't call it. Maybe he didn't see it. Maybe he saw it. Whatever the right call is, you have to do that. Because Joe, it could have cost. If Ghana doesn't go through tomorrow, we all look back at that game.
Well, Reggie, I'll do you one better too. So in today's game, Argentina-Poland, and Argentina goes through. And to be fair, was the better team and was really going after Poland. So good for them in terms of they earned that way. But the penalty that was given to Argentina,
yeah,
never mind that it was dodgy to say the least. The call, it goes to VAR, and you surely think, okay, so penalty was not given by the referee in the field.
Okay,
goes to VAR. He goes to the screen.
Oh wow! And he gives,
and he gives it.
And now just a referee going. It was the goalie going up to punch a ball or something.
Chesney just comes out. I think went to reach out. He hits. He gets messy. I don't know what else he's supposed to do. Like you'll see it, and it was like, and again, first of all, and then a great penalty by, the shot. And an even better save by Chesney. That's two saves on penalties in the World Cup. And again, our Juve fans will tell you, right? Ross and Paul Kirchhoff and guys like that. And Vince Mercurio, he does this a lot for Juventus.
Yeah.
But what a great save. And it wasn't it was just a serve that Chesney saved it. But then after that, it was just one-way traffic. And Argentina earns the win with a goal by Alexis McAllister from Brighton, I believe, Reg?
From Scotland, McAllister.
But isn't Alexis, isn't he on Brighton, I think? Anyway.
I don't
yell at me, but great goal. And then Julian Alvarez. So, okay, in that sense, it wasn't that, they got it. But to your point, back with the Portugal and Ronaldo thing, it's hard to trust this, in terms of, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I'm saying, certain things are like, yeah, Reggie. Well, because you start to think of, we know that they're a corrupt organization. We know all these things. We know that VAR is like, ugh, in terms of like, can't get anything right. And so you're kind of wondering, because let's be honest, like, FIFA would love to see certain teams.
Oh, Joe, you think?
And so on.
You
for
think?
Money. And
you think?
again, people can say, "Oh, Joe,
You
get
think?
off
You
that
think
train." I'm
FIFA?
just saying.
You think FIFA
right,
wants? You think FIFA wants?
Ideally, if they could pick,
Yeah.
they're going to pick a certain group of teams to be in it. So, but anyhow, so Reggie, back to I just your team of your second choice team. We're going to call that now. Ghana was again one of the highlights of the tournament. Because I think the way that they play is a fearless kind of way, and they came out and again they could have went to bed, and that could have been 5-1 after. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Reggie.
Yeah.
You score to make it 3-2. You almost score at the death by stealing the ball from the keeper. I was like, oh my God, that could have been easily 3-3 against one of the powers.
He slips. Oh, Joe, if they had scored that goal at 3, it would have been 30 minutes extra time. Believe you me.
So,
believe me,
Reggie, then the Black Stars continue and played South Korea in what might have been one of the best games I've seen in the World Cup in years.
It was a great game.
What a game.
It was a great game. And you want to talk about one-way traffic? That last 10 minutes was unbelievable, man. Like the pressure that Korea put on them was unbelievable. And to blow the whistle as they're about to get a corner, it was just oh my God.
Oh,
Paulo Bento got a red for yelling about that.
Well, I was that. So now, Paulo Bento, of course, Portuguese, right? So interesting. But what about Reg? I was going to ask you, what about the Ghana coach taking a selfie with son after the game?
Yeah. Edmund's son, yeah.
So,
while he's crying?
I don't know. To me, these are great things. People say, like, it shows that people are like coaches and players. They're fans too, aren't they? Like, also was talking about, and they mentioned on the broadcast, like he's a Real Madrid fan, and there he is getting to go mano a mano against Luka Modric. I mean, we forget that these players are still fans, and there's players that are iconic in the game. And I just think, imagine being able to tell, your family one day that what you did. So the World Cup, right? I mean, I know there's other garbage going on, but, that are more important than football. But, when we look at the football, those are the things. So Ghana, Reggie, in with a shout, beyond the shadow of doubt. The game is on Friday, Reg?
Right, Friday at 10.
Wow. So it's Ghana, Uruguay, who have been one of my disappointments of the World Cup. If Ghana has been one of the bright spots in terms of, active, modern, playing some exciting ball, has Uruguay not been on the other end of that?
So boring to watch. You would think they would have so many exciting players, and it's going to be, oh my God, these guys are going to be all over the place. Boring, Joe.
Reggie, can we just go through it? Betancourt.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, when we just get on the Betancourt, exiled out of Juventus. What a joke. What a good player, by the way. That guy should not have taken the brunt of that.
They have other issues.
Betancourt. I don't know. Valverde.
Yeah. Darwin Núñez.
I'm missing a lot, guys. There's
Cavani, Suarez. Is Torreira even playing? I haven't seen him. Did he even make the team?
But even if you take, those guys, like they can't be playing like this. I said it off air. I think Reggie and Ghana fans would say maybe just play like that one more time.
Yeah.
Because the qualification process. So Portugal through to the next round already with 6 points. Ghana is on 3, obviously with winning 1.
Yeah.
right? And we got Uruguay on one.
Uruguay is on one. 1 point.
So
So
Ghana could advance with a tie, correct? You can Ghana can get in without a win, so it's gonna be crazy. Like you said today, Mexico goes out on a goal, right? And Poland hanging on, getting kind of battered by Argentina and make it through. So Reggie, I don't feel for you on Friday because it's gonna be nerve-wracking. But before Friday, we have tomorrow, Canada, Morocco.
that's right.
Great to see them results. So we're pulling for them, and we're hoping Canada gets resolved. I'm just excited to get to watch them. I'm a little sad that it'll be the last time we watch them in the World Cup until the next 4 years, but I'm also excited. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow to watch that.
Me too.
Reggie, unfortunately, football just takes over in different ways sometimes. We're going to do a whole thing on this after, but we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the entire board of Juventus resigning, all of them, and in the midst of like what we thought was a revival of their season and team. But we're hearing allegations, Reg. So we're going to get more into this, obviously after the World Cup and when we have more time. But all we're reading about is allegations of to put it cooking the books, like in terms of during COVID, the Ronaldo transfer. La Liga has asked for sanctions and stuff, or so it's revolving there. What we're hearing is around the Ronaldo transfer. It was inflating players' values. In the transfer market, Reg. Maybe even stuff with the COVID stuff, like the players weren't getting paid and whatever have you. So not a good look. We're gonna get more into it. I will say this: if you're a Serie A fan, yes, I'm not a Juventus fan. I don't want to see them go down because even for the league, like I don't know. So maybe this resignation stuff might save them. I don't know. But I was telling someone today, maybe we might see what happened with Chelsea. How many windows did Chelsea lose out on? 2, Reggie, or 3? I don't know. But
I think it was 3.
Yeah, that's I can see this happening, Reg. Again,
but don't you see them going down again like they did before?
I don't, Reggie, I don't think it'll happen. And I'll tell you what, again, I could be way off. I don't see it because I think the Serie A is going to fight to do some other sanctions around it. Because let's face it, that Serie A loses Juventus. That TV revenue, which is already on shaky ground. Listen, I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm saying what I see happening. Just an opinion. I think they're going to try to maneuver that and massage that. And I think it's more likely about the transfer windows, maybe 3 of them. You're right, because Chelsea had 3.
Yeah.
So something has to be done. But again, let's get all the information. But
yeah.
Not a good look. Not a good look at all.
So the whole board resigned. It's not just 1 or 2 guys. It's everybody left. So there's something major going on there. But
during the World Cup.
That's it. Hopefully the World Cup would overshadow that, but no, it doesn't work like that. so
Reg, let's leave us on this. Let's start with this. So the tournament's now almost at the round of 16. Top 3 in no particular order teams that you think are going to win the World Cup right now. The 3.
Based on play or based on FIFA?
What? Oh, Reggie.
If it's based on play, I gotta say Brazil. Netherlands look good. I don't know if they can win it, but they look okay. The strike force is pretty good. Or an outcast or an outsider like a Spain who just probably won't quit.
So I got Brazil and Spain in there for sure, Reggie. I do.
But I don't know who the third. I don't know who the third would be. I know people are out there, whatever. But like I said, based on FIFA, it's going to be either Portugal, Argentina, or Brazil.
I got Portugal, Spain, and Brazil.
Yeah,
and I still think who would be in there. 2 teams that I think would have been in there, but I think France, just because can you repeat it? But man, if it had all their guns there, top team in the world for sure.
Yeah.
And if they had a different manager, if Mr. Southgate wasn't their manager,
come on.
I would put England on.
Average players at best, Joel.
So you'll leave it on that. So
You're making chicken salad out of chicken, you know what, with that squad.
But that's what it is. And in saying that, Reggie, you know that our list is probably going to go out the window, and some team that we thought, wow, they won, so that could happen too. So.
Uruguay or South Korea will squeak their way in and win the World Cup. There you go.
Nothing better than football, Reg.
Nothing better. So, guys, thanks for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, appreciate it. Subscribe, like, tell your friends, share, do whatever you need to do. If you're listening to this on one of the many podcast platforms that we broadcast on, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, we're on Amazon Music, TuneIn, Player FM, Stitcher, we're on every platform you use to get podcasts. Joe will be on again, hopefully in a couple of days after the Canada game, after the Ghana game. And we'll be recapping that as usual. Maybe we'll have some new news from the Juventus. Maybe we'll have a special guest. Who knows? But you have to stay tuned to find out. So, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we'll catch you next week. Portugal. You're kidding me.